Hello everybody, welcome back to Zephyr City. I know it has been a while, but I do have a life outside of building this city, which I do apologize, but I did want to give you guys an update about the city because I have done quite a bit of work on it. And just as a point of note, I have decided that these videos will only be update videos at the moment, meaning I will build things in the city and then showcase them to you. I will not be recording the process of building them because I have decided that will take too long to edit all those videos and all that work, and it also slows down the building process. So I have decided that I will build off camera, show you things on camera once they are complete, and if there's anything you want to see specifically how I built, I will make specific videos for those. So I just wanted to let you guys know, but I have done quite a bit of work on the city. I know it's been a couple months since my last video, but like I said, I've been busy. But I will showcase some more of the city that I have completed. So first of all, I have completely furnished this Jackson apartment building. I think it's the Shadston Tower, and this building right here that encases a Starbucks. I have completely furnished those three buildings. Now I will not be showing the interiors because I am going to be creating specific videos for each building I create. I will have a showcase video showcasing the interior. So that will be another video. I'm sorry about that, but I will make individual videos for those so that this video is not too long. First point of note, I have added a Nike sign outside of this building because I wanted to create a Nike store. It's obviously not done yet, but that's what it will be, and I do like how this Nike sign turned out. Now this side of the city, where the mall and stuff is, hasn't changed a lot, because I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I want to put over here. I haven't even really worked on the mall too much either, just this building. It's this side of the city that I have worked on extensively. So as you can see, there is some new buildings in the distance that I will show you. So the skyline is starting to take shape a bit, especially right here. I love this view right here. It looks great. And I do have the sun, or the daylight cycle actually going, because I like the shadows it creates. But I have it on day only at the moment because I do not want to build at night. So coming over here, I have started furnishing this department store over here as well. It is called My Mart, but I have only done one floor at the moment. I will be furnishing the rest later, but let's not hold it back anymore. Let's showcase some new buildings I've built. So starting over here, I have built this facade right here, which I mean, this building doesn't have a name yet, but I have to say it is probably like my favorite building in the city at the moment. Something about it just really gives off like a realistic vibe, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to want some building tricks on how I completed this building. Obviously it's just a facade at the moment, but it turned out amazingly, and I've obviously figured out some tricks, new tricks building these past couple months that I have never used before. I'm mostly a vanilla builder, but I have taken the liberty to learn about some operator utilities like the debug stick, the structure block, and I already knew how to use the command block, but I learned how to use it a bit better, and that came up with this building. So this building was the first building I built with some of those new strategies, and I love the way it turned out. I think it turned out so good for the facade, and I'll show you some other views later. Obviously it's just a facade right now, but you can see the vision coming together, especially with this street here now taking shape. But here's the real showcase. I have added a whole new street. Well, this street was here before, but I have essentially expanded it. So this block, this city block that stretches like around this corner, and as you can see, I've started building this road as well. but it's obviously not detailed yet, but it does go down to the main road over there. So this whole city block is now done with buildings. This is the first city block, and then in the middle of the buildings, I have decided to make a parking lot. So this comes down to a parking lot which goes in between all these buildings, and as you can see, it looks pretty cool from the side as well. So you have all these parking spaces, these apartment buildings, and all of these buildings together. These are mostly office buildings and hotels and things. So and this will be the office building side entrance. So that side is going to be the Nike store side that I showed at the beginning of the video. This side is where workers will come, they'll park their car, and they'll go to the office. That will be an office building, that's an office building. This is an apartment building, that's a high-end apartment building. And I will be showcasing this building, which actually has my penthouse at the top, which is kind of cool. And you can see this office building in the background looks pretty nice. So starting with this is the first new building I built over here. It's a pretty simple brick apartment building. Nothing too special about it, just you know, simple. If you want like simple building techniques, this is a good place to start. And as you can see, this road is going to be lined with a custom birch tree. So I didn't want to have all the roads like not have trees, or I want them to be different in some ways. So the main roads that are 4 lanes are going to have these nice oak trees in the middle, and then the smaller 2-lane roads are going to have some birch trees, maybe some oak trees on the sides. Not all of them will have trees lined, but I wanted this one to have trees lined. Next we have this apartment building, which is going to have a restaurant at the bottom, and this has balconies on both sides. Some balconies over here, some balconies over there, and this is the first building I built with the structure block. So the way I built this one, it actually only took me, I think, about 2 hours in total, because I built the foundation, and then I built the first floor right here of this glass. I loaded it into a structure block as a Minecraft structure, and then repeated it up. I think this has like 45 floors, so something like that. So yeah, and I think it turned out really good. I mean, the structure block made it so easy to build, and it turned out great. Next is this side of the street. So first of all, let's look at this office building. So this office building was inspired by one I saw in Chicago while I was there for a show with my girlfriend. So while we were there, we saw this building that was like an office building, but I had this like deck and these like V pillars that held up the rest of the building. So I took inspiration from that, and I made this like balcony here that you can sit, and it has some great lower views of the city here, just overlooking the street. And then because of the way this building was built, this is what I really like about it. It actually comes up and supports this part of the building that actually juts out over the street. So if you notice, this part of the building would be way too close to the edge of the sidewalk there, but because it's raised up over, you can actually have some parts of the building that like overlook the street and kind of go over the sidewalk, and I feel like that makes it more realistic. So I have this building here. It's a pretty simple building with some glass, just a glass technique with panes, and panes going up every other block all the way around, and that gives it a real nice realistic office building look, kind of like where is it, this building I built over here, this blue and black one, except that one is made with glass blocks and panes in front of it. This one is made with lines of concrete with glass in between, so it's a bit different concept. Next is this building that I took inspiration from one of my other cities on Xbox. I have built many cities, but I took some inspiration. It's not exactly the same, but I wanted a nice simple building to overlook this one. So it's got these nice big windows at the bottom, because I think I'm going to make a cafe at the bottom. And then just some floors up top. I don't know if I think I'm going to make them like studios. And kind of just keep it simple. Now, in between these two new buildings, I have the start of a subway. So this is actually the subway entrance. So you come down this nice glass, and this is where the subway will be. Then there'll be another staircase that goes under. So this is one of the subway stops. Now this is going to be basements for these buildings that you can enter through down here, and I thought that made it look really cool. And one of my favorite views that I think you guys are going to like is stepping from the staircase down here up to the city here. You really get to start to feel the city coming to life. So downtown is starting to really take shape on this side. Obviously I'm starting with downtown because it takes longer, and then I'm gonna start working on the suburbs and the medium density highways, stuff like that. But I really want to get like the heart of the city done first. So as you can see, we have these beautiful this beautiful street here, by far my favorite street in the city so far. You have the buildings in the distance, you have the facade of that building which lines it perfectly, and then obviously these new buildings. Now there's one more new building to show you guys that I have worked on. Actually there's two more, I just remembered the other one, but I'll show you this one first since I'm right here. This is just another simple, could be office building, could be just a simple skyscraper. I wanted to keep it simpler because I mean the detail on that one was insane to do, and I feel like this would have a little simpler area for skyscrapers. So the only difference that I made with this one is I took a technique from another building I built over there, and I extended this one by having it go onto the roof of this one. So it gives the city more depth, more realism, I feel, by having it overlap on top of the roof of this one. And that's I will give you that right now. That is a building trick. If you guys are trying to build realistic cities, make sure that some of your buildings actually connect like this and are stuck to the side together per se. They have a shared wall, and maybe some of them have an overlap on top of another building. That's going to give your city a lot more realism. And obviously not every building has to connect like they do over there and stuff. Obviously there can be gaps like right here and right there, but make sure that every building doesn't have a gap, especially downtown, because real cities, not every building has a gap. Sometimes they're connected like this, and that's going to make it a lot more real. Now before I go to the next building, the last building to show you, it's a pretty simple building, I want to give you guys this good view right here. So if you look down the street, it looks amazing. That building in the distance looks amazing. It really ties that empty space in the middle, that where the road is. It really gives the city some more life. Now, the thing that I want you guys to avoid too, if you're building a city, this is another piece of advice. You don't have to follow my advice, but if you're going for a more realistic city like I am, then you might want to try this. But when I started building cities, I would do a complete grid pattern. So every single block was connected, and everything was just square, 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 square. Now, I wanted to change that a little bit because not every city is like that. So I had a branch going off this way for a road, but this side I decided not to have a branch. I decided to just continue the street down that way, and I think that gives it a bit more realism. I love the look of this intersection, and obviously there's the four-way intersection that we started with over there. That one's also nice, but I feel like this one is more realistic. And I'm going to have streets that have four-way intersections, some three-way, and also some diagonal streets that I will work on in the future. Building diagonally in Minecraft is a bit more challenging, so I want to get some more of the city established before I do that, but just to let you guys know that will be coming. So far, this is still the only diagonal skyscraper, the one over there on top of the mall, but there will be other diagonal skyscrapers. I do plan on building more of them because I think they do add more realistic stuff to the city. Now, most of these buildings are pretty simple to build. If you guys do want tutorials on them, I can show you, but and if you guys want tutorials on any of these buildings, let me know, because I can make tutorials for all of them. I take inspiration from real life buildings and other buildings I've built, and combine them into some new stuff sometimes. So and I'm sure some of you guys would want a tutorial on the facade of this building, and I could totally do that. I'm just saying it might be a little intricate for you and a little tedious, but if you're willing to put in the work, it is worth it, as you can see. Now, no more stalling. Let's go over to the last building, which is over here. I wanted to fill in the space between the Nike building and the apartment building here that doesn't have a name yet. Just to finish off this block and finish off this road so I could do the parking lot. And this is a simple, oh, I guess I kind of lied. This one is slightly diagonal. I forgot about that, but it's not full diagonal. It's straight on that side. I forgot that I did that. I based that off of one of my other buildings. But this is a real simple facade. The point of this building is to fill this space, and it's probably going to be like a mixed-use building with some restaurants, offices, and apartments. And it's got this nice brickwork down here. Now, the reason I made it diagonal is because I want to use the sidewalk space for some extras that will be coming soon. So I want to have trees lining along here again, maybe some different trees. But I do want to cut into the sidewalk here and make some parking spots along the street here. Because obviously these are office buildings, these are where people live and work. I want to have some street parking like in real life, maybe some parking meters and things, so give the city even more realism. So I will say that I am taking my time with the city. I mean, I think I've made good progress in these past couple months. I'm sorry that I left you guys on hiatus for so long. And I am sorry about that, but I will start giving some updates a bit faster, hopefully. But this stuff does take time, guys, and I am a one-man crew, so give me a bit of slack. I'm doing this for free for you guys. So, but let me know if you guys want to see any tutorials on any of this stuff. I can also give some building tips, how to build some cities or how to build a city, and my next couple videos are going to feature interiors. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some showcases of the skyscrapers themselves, like the interior of this Shadston Tower, which I live in, the interior of the Jackson Apartments, and this is another trick that I can show you guys real quick. Now this building actually has roof access, and I did fully furnish the roof as well. So as you can see, it's got like a water tower, it's got some maintenance stuff, solar panels, air conditioning units as well. But I've seen that in a lot of cities there's chimneys and like smoke on top. So what I did was I put a campfire underneath this, and that makes it look like some of those New York City skyscrapers that have smoke coming out the top of them. It gives the city some more realism, and the coolest part is even if you're all the way down here, you can still see that smoke rising above the building, which I love. So I have a couple buildings completely furnished. The interiors do take a lot of time, so give me a bit of a break there. And yeah, that's pretty much all the work I've done to the city at this point. Now I think the next project I'm going to work on is working on this area of the city over here, this next block, because I want to finish this side. As you can see, they're like Hollywood houses, I guess, Hollywood buildings. I only construct the facade of the building first, because I want to see what's going to be around it first before I completely finish it. So that's why a lot of these buildings only have the front done, and then I'll wait and see what's around it before I finish it. It makes building the city a lot easier, actually. So, and I'm thinking I'm going to do some kind of plaza or park over here next to the hotel, and there will be a road coming down here that will go down and then probably turn and connect back to this main road, and then this will be like a rectangular block here that I'll fill with buildings. But as you can see from the skyline, the city is starting to come to life. It's really starting to look like a city. The skyline is really taking shape, which I love. I will say my computer has been complaining a little bit because of the shaders I use, and because of my render distance, and because of the furnishings, obviously. A lot of these buildings I like to use paintings, item frames, and a lot of entities to decorate, so my computer does not appreciate that, but I am planning on getting a better graphics card at some point to handle that better. Now, my frame rate is not awful, it still is pretty good for the size of the city, and I can live with it. As you can see, my render distance is still pretty good. I think it's on like 20 chunks. I can have it at up to 32 for pretty reasonable, but to get a bit better frame rate, I lowered it a bit. But you can still see plenty of the city. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick update video, and I hope to hear from you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I'm excited to see how the city continues to grow. There's a good view of the parking lot for you there. I'm really excited to see how the city continues and see how people love it. Once again, if there's any buildings or any building tricks that you want me to showcase and show you personally in a video separately, then let me know in the comments. I am willing to show you any of the buildings I've built here. Or any tips and tricks that you might want to see. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Vortex Mob signing off from Zephyr City. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.